So on the 12th of August 2025, the Ghana Football Association held its 31st Ordinary Congress at the Ghana Man Soccer Center of Excellence in Pram Pram. And out of that Congress, a lot of issues have come up. Key issues that needs to be discussed and also needs to be dissected. This is my take. My name is Evans. I'm here with Kofi and Evans to tell you our take on the issues.
All right, guys, there was a time in Ghana where everybody used to love their football. Everybody loved everything Ghana football. And I'm sure that if you speak to folks of old, they will tell you that they could easily identify with most of the clubs that we had locally. I mean, from Kumasi, Asante Kotoko, from Tuhato Folk to Obuasi Goldfields, name them. They will name them. We went through the areas. And those were the times that everybody fell in love with the Black Stars because they felt that, come on, guys. They felt that this was an offshoot of what it is that the people stood for. So they fell in love with most of the administrators in Ghana. We speak so well about administrators of old, Babayara, name them, all of them that have come and gone. But you know, something strange has been happening to football in Ghana today. Along the line, the Ghanaian people felt that, listen, the football people with all of the aspirations and the tax as football people, whatever it is that makes you earn that title, nobody knows. You understand? But they will tell you that it takes only football people to run football. Yeah. A lot of people fell out of touch with the Black Stars. They fell out of touch with Ghana football. A lot of people lost interest in Ghana football, and we saw a retrogression regards the passion that people had to follow football like the days of old. And so, as proactive as you would expect leaders to be, this current leader, Keto Kreku, brought the mantra of bringing back the love. Bringing back the love. It means that you were trying to build the bridge or repair the bridge that was seemingly broken because of some actions and inactions of previous administrations, because of inactions of managers of the football and the kind of football culture and environments that we had created. You understand? So it was a campaign to bring back the love. But you don't just run around with a mantra and not live by the mantra. You don't run around with slogans and not live as examples of those slogans. Something interesting happened in football a couple of days ago at the 31st Ordinary Congress of the GFA football or Ghana football, which was held on the 12th of August. Something interesting happened. The football people decided to gather in a place, and they decided that they were going to amend the constitution, which would allow the football president, i.e. the GFA president, to run for office for 3 terms. Guys, I have a lot of questions to ask. What it is, or what is it that necessitated that call? And make no mistake, it was very overwhelming. The people who voted in favor of that amendment amounted to over 90%. So quite overwhelming. Subsequently, it's actually received a lot of mixed reactions from the general public. People feel that, okay, these are people that when we talk, they do not listen. So why is it that they would want to crave our indulgence when there are football issues? We all know that very soon the Black Stars will be coming to play. So Evans, here is what I think. I think that the biggest problem that our football faces today are the people who walk around carrying that tag of football people. If you compare our football today in 2025 to what it is that was in 1990, that was in 1981, I can confidently hit my chest and tell you that the football that we saw in 1981, the kind of progress we made in 1990, it is bigger than what it is today. Whatever it is that will make people that we have given the power to. I mean, anybody who does not know why it is that these people have to represent us at Congress, why is it that we appoint people to be part of the GFA, would want to go and read the statutes of FIFA and read about what it is that the people are who are custodians of the football climate should be doing. I do not know what it is that you make of the strange decisions that have been taken at Congress, that was taken at Congress on the 12th of August. I do not know what you make of it, but I would want you to have your take. Then when you are done, I would also have my take on the issues that are flying around.
Well, for the decision that was made at Congress on the 12th of August during the 31st Ordinary Congress of the GFA, it's strange. We had issues about it before Congress itself. Most people thought it was just something to test the waters. But looking at the number of delegates, that is football people, that voted in favor of this decision was a surprise and was more than a shock. Because prior to that, football people lamented that it was not a good decision. And interestingly, for it to appear on the order of business on the day was one, a surprise, and then two, for it to be voted for overwhelmingly like that is so surprising.
Wait. I mean, so it means that going into Congress, the football people want to tell us that they didn't know that was an agenda on the bill.
For going into Congress, the football people heard that it was part of the things to be decided. So but before Congress actually comes up, the agenda there is not official to non-football people.
Exactly.
So we non-football people heard things like that, and truth be told, some football people even called and asked that this is what they are purporting on the day. And it will surprise you, those people that complained before Congress voted for in Congress.
Wow.
And that is the whole buzz around it.
So I am terribly surprised.
I'm so surprised.
What could have happened that necessitated the amazing shifts?
For all you know, Kofi, it's supposed to be 2 terms of 8 years. This is the second term of the first president after this constitution came into being. If not for anything, the constitution should have been used for more than 2 or 3 presidents. Before, if there's going to be any amendments, we make the amendments. At least to see that the constitution works. That is my first problem. The second problem has to do with, why is it necessary now? Why was it not necessary during the time of the normalization committee? Because this was proposed during the normalization committee. And I remember Honorable Izubiamwa and his friends, they vehemently said no to this. Even at that time, FIFA said no. Before FIFA went back to go and do their own 3 terms and CAF also following suit. At that time, it was no. And it's because we are coming from a background where the longer you stay in office, the tendency of you doing something that will not help the growth of football in this country.
So we're trying to insulate the leaders from being corrupt with that amendment.
Corruption is one.
Yeah.
Second point will have to be that this is to help us. This is to make you work faster when you're in office.
So you implement your ideas quicker.
Yeah. And for anything at all, this particular governance or government in power when it comes to football, pushing for a 3rd term, not saying that they want to go for a 3rd term, but pushing for a 3rd term, you'll have to bring out the work they've done.
But they did. The GFA president pointed out some of the things
but
the GFA
if
president
in 6 years,
at the Congress pointed
we
out
all
some of
know-
the things that he's done.
No,
He said
we
he's
all-
been able to successfully organize local football competitions.
come on, like
That was a major
which
point
local
when he made.
football competitions were not in place before the current president came into power?
No, but that's the achievement.
There were
that he
some-
outlined, yeah.
You might want to talk of juvenile football, yes it is, but how progressive or how developmental has it been? That is one. Two, the other issue of the pros and cons of going for a 3-term. Yes, they brought the excuses. FIFA is going for 3 terms. CAF is going for 3 terms. Some other countries are going for 3 terms. Which other countries are going for 3 terms? I can give you an example. One president, I think Cameroon's FA president has gone for. They just ended. Is that Cameroon or Senegal? One of them. Yes. They just ended Senegal. They just ended their tenure. That was 5 years of 3 terms there. So does that give us the thumb up to also go for a 3 term? What is it you want to achieve in 3 terms that you cannot achieve in 2 terms? That is my question. The second or the next question I want to ask is, if you want to go for 3 terms, look at the football climate in your country. The situations happening in other countries are different from ours.
Yeah.
And as it stands now, the grounds are not so stable for a 3 term. Of course, the foundation is not that good.
Yeah.
Look at where we are coming from.
Our football is retrogressing.
Our football, if it was a plant, I mean, the old one died.
No,
This is now coming up.
Let me not cut you short, but to put it on camera, I would boldly say that under the tenure of Keto Kreku, there is no one single football entity that is being run right. Anybody out there watching me can come back and dispute it. You know, under Kwesi Nyantakyi,
yes,
we had the Black Stars being the flagship
best
component of the GFA.
Yes.
And the Keto Kreku, what is it that you can point to?
Well, maybe you want to. Of course, the Black Stars have performed terribly in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 6 years has been the worst.
No one of the national teams.
Black
No
Stars.
one.
The Starlets
No one of the national teams is performing.
The Starlets are year in, year out
Not the
failing
local
to
league.
perform. The local league is retrogressing day in, day out. That when the top 70 clubs in Africa, we had only 2.
Yeah, Dreams FC and
Dreams
somebody
FC
else.
and,
Yeah.
and somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else.
And the gap between those 2 clubs was huge. Dreams FC at what, 27?
Yeah.
And I think Media FC at what, 50 something.
Yeah.
So huge. You get it? So it tells you that, just as you said, not one entity, not even one entity of the Ghana Football Association is being run right. We've had problems with officiating. We've had problems with venues. The basic things that you need to make your league top notch, we are not getting them right. Yet, we are quick to go to Congress to go and increase the terms for a president. And then there's the excuse of the EXCO is going for 3 terms. But why can't the president go for 3 terms? There was a reason why the normalization committee actually accepted that fact during the promulgation of this constitution. What, 2019?
Yeah.
There was a reason why they did that.
Yeah,
there was a FIFA rep on that normalization committee.
Yeah.
There was a CAF rep.
Yeah.
Moses Forum Union and his colleagues were there.
This solid work.
Solid work on it.
Yeah.
And I wonder what really gives us the courage to go ahead and ask for a 3rd term. And just as we've said in your opening remarks, football people will not fail to they will not fail to disappoint. They didn't fail to disappoint us this time around again.
Well,
and I wonder why they had to go ahead and accept it, because none of the reasons given make sense, sincerely speaking.
Yeah. You know, you spoke about the fact that prior to the Congress, there was no well outlaid plan about
yes.
this proposed change in tenure. I am confidently informed, and I choose to keep my sources anonymous, that their palms were well greased.
Well,
so if
confirmed.
my sources allegedly are what they are, You know, it points to one thing. I mean, we have a bunch of greedy people leading and proclaiming themselves to be football people, riding on the passion that we have as a nation. Because for too long a time, we've held that passion of being a football nation, riding on that passion, making wealth for themselves, and then not discussing the issues. You know, I am terribly disappointed.
Yes.
Because one, everybody who has watched me for over a period of time would know that I am not one of the biggest fan of Kurt Okreku because of his own track record.
Good.
Because I felt that Kurt Okreku was well placed to be that visionary who would take our football to the next level.
Yes.
Because of the work that he had done with Dreams FC and because of the work that he had done on the MTN FA Cup committee.
Very good.
He had close to flawless organizational skills. But you want to juxtapose that with his tenure as being president. He came with some pillars of running football. Today we cannot even point to one pillar
Not
that
if-
Kurt would say that he has been able to build.
Not a single pillar has been erected. Not a single pillar
But
has
you
been
see,
erected.
I am not too disappointed, Evans. You know,
Well, I am disappointed, Kofi, because if you are in the space with the football administrators of the various clubs, I have very good relationship with most of them.
yeah,
The calls that come in, in fact, the calls that came in before the Congress itself,
you'd be surprised.
I am surprised that even individuals who were able to vent out their frustration went ahead to vote for the three terms.
It should tell you there. Maybe there's
And
some voodoo in the room. I mean,
and-
the moment you enter the room,
And that is why some of us believe that,
you are
look,
manipulated.
some of us
Maybe there
believe
was
that
some voodoo,
if you-
strong voodoo in the room.
So Ghanaians spoke. Prior to the Congress, any entity or institution will want to listen to what the people are saying.
Exactly.
Even if you will not put it into action,
Yeah.
you want to massage it in a way, calm down their fears.
Yeah.
The main question here is, what shows that this FA, this current regime of the FA, is not running things in their own interests?
Yeah.
What shows that this is not a personal agenda?
Yeah.
Because we are coming from a backdrop where we are made to believe that an individual's personal ambition ruined our football.
Yeah.
Christine Antechi's personal ambition.
Yeah. He had.
That's what we
plans
were made to believe.
He had plans
Ruined
of
our
being-
football. He had plans of being a CAF president
Why?
and then forward going a FIFA president.
Yeah.
So if you come to give me the explanation, Senior Man Sani Dara gave the explanation that, look, if someone is on the CAF executive committee
It benefits
or
Ghana.
it benefits Ghana,
Yeah.
and the person holds a CAF position, if the person is no more a president of this local football association, it slims down the chance of the person regaining another slot at the CAF head table. So, because of that, we have to allow individuals to go for 3 terms. I mean,
Well.
sometimes it begs the question that indeed individuals or the presidents of the Ghana Football Association, they come in there with a personal agenda and they are aimed or they are poised at making sure that that agenda is successfully executed without really bringing into focus what Ghanaians or what the football the people who consume football in the country really want. And that is a problem.
Well, I do not have a problem if a president walks in and has personal ambitions. I absolutely do not have any problems with that because, I mean, history will tell you that presidents who have come in, had personal ambitions, have risen to the top. Their countries
But
have
at the
benefited.
detriment of
You
the
understand?
association?
I think that I would have a problem if a president comes in, has personal ambitions, and has zero respect and negligence for the local game.
That is what I'm talking
And that
about.
is what we are seeing today.
That's
You understand?
what
I
I'm
mean,
talking about.
because listen, I do not have a problem if Kurt is ambitious, but I have a problem when I can sit on camera and tell you straight in the face that what is it that you can point as being one of the biggest successes of this Kurt administration. You cannot point one. You cannot point one. Everything Kurt came to meet, he is destroyed and taking us back.
Talk of women's football.
He's destroyed everything. You know, very soon they will go back to the mantra and tell us that bring back the love.
The Black Stars are coming back to play.
Black Stars are coming to play. And I am happy that this time around, well-meaning Ghanaians are standing up and making their voices heard. People have had a lot of conversation in the public space. People are saying that, oh, okay, so you football people do not really care about the sentiments of Ghanaians. We are also going to tell you that when it's time to make your cash cow that's productive, or when it's time to implement your cash cow measures, as in the Black Stars being the biggest commodity that you have ever sold or can ever sell, we are not going to be partakers in that theory. And this morning, I've heard a lot of the GFA pro-Ramoses come out to say that, oh, okay, it is unpatriotic for anybody to take that stance, that you are going to incite hatred for the Black Stars because of the actions that have been taking place. Please, you cannot take away football from the people of Ghana. What is it that gives Kofi Asiedu pleasure? Bar a Black Stars beautiful performance and a win, getting Ghana to the World Cup, beating Czech Republic, beating USA. Almost on the verge of getting to the semi-final. Bar that Asamoah penalty. What brings me joy? The thing that brings me joy is to see the major commodities of the of Ghana football soaring high. Whatever it is that you want to do beside us getting that enjoyment, we do not care. But come on, don't play those games with us and tell us that we are unpatriotic, sitting on screen and saying
it's
bring
serious.
back the love and all of that. I think that whoever voted at that Congress, when the issues that confront our football today were not being addressed, bow your head down in shame. If you go and sit on the front row of a church, a lot of them are elders.
Yeah.
A lot of them
are
would-be ministers. God is watching you. And for me, I think that the repercussions of this singular act is the one thing that could dismember the Ghanaian publics totally away from the passion that we previously held.
It breaks a lot of trust.
Well,
it breaks a lot of trust between the Football Association and local football lovers.
A lot of trust. There has never been any trust in the first place.
Well, at least the trust came after in 2019, 2020, when the normalization committee handed over to this new FA. We had the trust that things were going to go well. But what? After 6 years, we ran back to the same things that made us go down on our knees.
Yeah, I mean, now people are asking that, was it even worth pursuing Nyantechi and chasing him out of office in the first place? I mean, was it worth it? I mean, come on, guys. I do not know what it is that you think about this whole brouhaha that has engulfed Ghana football presently. The fact that some football people have gone to some chamber. Evans claims that they were under the charms of some strong voodoo. The fact that some football people have gone to some room and made a decision to, as it were, change the constitution and allow our football president to run for a third term. We have had our take. The questions still linger. What benefits does it get our football? For more of these videos, we always encourage you to subscribe to Sports 101. We have various social media outlets. You can catch us on Instagram, you can catch us on Twitter or X, you can catch us on Facebook. You can register, actually subscribe and like, comment and share on YouTube. Until the next time, keep the conversation going.